Everybody coming down and braving the rave. It's much appreciated. Have we got any photographers in the room or not? Well, no, sorry, I can't really lie to you then, can I? Right, cool. Is there anything, when marketing, is there anything you guys want to learn from this as I'm going through? Is there anything specifically that you want me to weave in?
Yeah. What? Is how you can use the power of pictures to convert people.
Got a little bit on that. Anybody else want to learn anything?
I'd like to know, how do you create imagery when you've got a bit of a boring industry that you're working with?
What's your industry?
Well, it's not as a client.
Right.
We're not going over, it's fine.
So, if somebody had a boring client, what would that industry be?
So that would be creating commercial dishwashers.
Dishwashers, right, cool. I might struggle with that.
Also fire safety equipment.
Fire safety, I might struggle with that one as well.
I
Right, we'll see where we get to anyway. Right, cool. Well, hopefully by the end of it, you'll know how to harness the power of the still image. I know everybody's screaming about video at the moment. Video does work, but photography is still really good for getting your message out there. A little bit about who I am. Jack Spinney, obviously. I've been a photographer now for the last 11 years. I've worked agency side for 8 or 9 years all over the world, Portugal, France, Germany. Then I ended up in Burnley, my partner at the time, so you have to get a real job. And we're not together anymore, so that's that. But my current clients are sort of Pret a Manger, the Ivy in Manchester, that's what it looked like before it burned down. Who else have we got? Man Island, a bit more Pret a Manger, Blackpool Theatre. So some quite nice stuff, supplying a lot of white label stuff to Argos and Tesco for their products, brochures, their catalogues and stuff like that at the moment. So yeah, we're doing alright. Malmaison in Liverpool. So most of my stuff is interiors and architecture, but I've got a strong product background as well. Done stuff for the likes of Adidas, shot a Converse catalogue 5 or 6 years ago. So yeah, we're doing alright. So I'm 2 years in currently to my own company, if you will. And everything's going well. So, facts. Here, a piece of information. 3 days later, you remember 10% of it. If you had a picture to that, you'll remember 65% of it. Eye tracking studies, I'll come back to this one because this one shocked me when I was researching. Studies show that internet readers pay close attention to information carrying images. When the images are relevant, I should probably underline that, readers spend more time looking at the images than they do reading text. Have we got any copywriters in the room? Good, I might offend you later on then. This one's quite horrible actually. 3.2 billion images are shared every single day. I'll put a bet on that 3.18 are shit. Because there's a lot of crap out there. And it's how you get good images in front of your clients. Hopefully by the end you'll know how to. Facebook, posts with images, see 2.3 times more engagement than those without images. If you do want to research these, just to show that I'm not making stuff up, feel free to go on there. Tweets with images receive 150% more retweets than tweets without images. And blogs, is anybody big on blogging? Cool, yeah. Sticking images every 75 to 100 words. Again, it has to be relevant and you receive double the social shares. I've been doing some experiments with, with this one, which I'll come to at the end. And it's been really good sticking more images into blogs. So time for an experiment. Is everybody on Twitter? Anybody on Twitter? Can everybody sort of tweet me? I haven't at the moment got any, I've got one mention. I've not got any mentions at the moment. If everyone can do a tweet just to big this up, tag me in and by the end of it we'll see how many retweets, how many notifications, etc, etc. So if a few people can do that, I'll give you sort of 10 seconds to do it.
Done.
Done? Cool. How many other people have done it? Just so we can get a rough idea how much it's shared. Wish we had it.
I mean, I thought I was fast at typing.
Go on, I'll give you 10-15 seconds or so. Everybody roughly there? Cool. So this is sort of the big question. How can we create images that will resonate with our customer? My top tips: know your customer. Everybody, you should know your customer. Similar to when you start for a website, you need to know their goals, what they're trying to achieve. People will ring you up and say, oh, how much do you charge? To me, that's instantly, you're not my customer kind of thing. You need to know why your customer wants images. A lot of people are after video these days because everybody's doing video. Video might not be the right thing for your company. Keep it relevant, I keep going back to this, and use a professional as well, somebody who doesn't change font size to make it fit in the box. So who is your customer? Who in here has a pretty good idea of who their customer is?
No.
Would you like to share who your customer is?
Yeah, it's corporate companies who want to upskill their digital marketing team.
Cool. Yeah, cool. Did you put your hand up? Yeah.
Yeah, we're in the middle of segmenting it, but anybody who wants to make animation or
Anybody.
template video. Yeah.
Anyway, right, cool. I'll try and get your customer down as specific as possible, so you're not wasting their time and wasting your time as well, especially when you're trying to do nice videos of that man, nice pictures of that man, sorry. So how do you find out? Obviously research, test, and then never stop asking. Has everybody seen this? What is it? Anybody who shot it? Not who shot it, but who was it for?
Is it night?
Yeah. They haven't got to take anywhere. This image last year, everybody said, oh, they've cocked up, they've done this, and I think they made £3.5 billion in the 10 days after releasing this, and everybody was saying, oh, it's a faux pas. But they knew, because they'd gone past, they'd researched their target audience that much, that they knew their target audience was going to resonate with that. It didn't matter how many sort of Trump voters were going to say, we're not buying Nike anymore. They knew they were going to make money simply from researching it, testing it, then never stop asking their customer. So what is relevant? Sorry again, copywriters, but this is back to the eye test that I was talking about. This is where your customer, this is off neilpatel.com, so it's pretty trustworthy hopefully. This is where your customer's going to look picture, bit of text. Weirdly, can anybody see sort of where people are looking? There's a shape in where people are looking. Like there's an actual theory behind all this. There's a mathematical equation. There's an F in every single one of them. Well, sort of in that one. And in that one. And there's a theory behind this that people will read sort of there, they'll read across. So if you're on the second spot in Google, you're probably rather be in third. But people's eyes, can anybody guess what the 3 best things that people are drawn to, eye-wise?
Imagery.
What's that, sorry?
Do you mean what type
What type of imagery? What's the sort of the 3 things that are guaranteed to get you people looking at your images?
Cats.
That's kind of babies. You said that one then?
I said babies.
Babies. Yeah, babies is number 1. The other 2 are pretty women and pretty men. But babies, if you can put a baby in a dishwasher, you're guaranteed to get people looking. But as you can see, they're also drawn to the human face. Again, you've got an F shape, but you're drawn to the human face. Everybody looks at that face. And a great way to get people looking at what you want them to look at, because obviously your important bit is that. If you're using that as your main focus, then you've lost all of this. Simply have people looking at whatever you want them to look at. The great thing about this is for people who read left to right, the F always goes that way. For people who read right to left, the F goes the other way, which is really interesting. But yeah, if you can have people, say you're selling your dishwasher or your fire extinguisher or whatever, if you can have somebody looking at it, you're guaranteed to get eyes on your product rather than eyes on whatever your picture is. You have to be quick with this one, but the brain can identify images in 13 milliseconds. So, like, what were you attracted to first? Hopefully you say a picture rather than that. But it's weird that you think you can read that really quickly, but if you can put a picture on a website, people relate to that image much more quickly than you trying to tell them this is a picture of a cow. This one's quite funny actually. With great power comes great responsibility. There was a study, I think it was some Canadian scientists carried it out, and then some guys from New Zealand sent it to students to part in this. Basically, if there's a picture next to some text, people are more likely to believe that macadamia nuts are in the same evolutionary family as peaches. And there's one guy who's making really good use of this at the moment, showing things happening that aren't really happening. But if you can put, say you did want to sell something and it wasn't quite as good as it is, if you can put a picture of it next to some words, people are more likely to buy that product. And here's the sales pitch. This is what happens when it goes wrong. Did everybody see this last year? This was sort of, yeah, it went viral last year. This was somebody paid for their, I don't know if it, I think it was fake, but apparently it wasn't. Somebody paid for some family portraits, and this is what we got back. They all look like aliens. So yeah, go professional. If you don't have a massive marketing budget, just try and get the best photographer that you can. Don't give it to, no offence, the person in marketing who's got an iPhone. So the 3 best LinkedIn headshots. Can you see any kind of similarities between them all?
Yes, sort of look at the front, but not with like a staircase. It's sort of like a soft, slightly almost slightly off gaze, but not off gaze.
Yeah. Well, sort of more what I was getting at, they're all very professionally well done. I see that many people on LinkedIn that are there like with a pint that's been cropped out and stuff like that. And that's where you really need a professional photographer. So it doesn't matter how good you think you are with a selfie or using a Snapchat filter, you're never going to beat these guys.
I'm surprised I've not seen one with the like cartoon ears on yet.
I've seen quite a few of those actually, and little puppy dog noses. Yeah, they do exist. And these are great. Is anybody an estate agent? Before I offend you? No. Estate agents are the worst at this kind of thing. Because they don't want to pay anybody, and then this is what they end up with, a levitating sofa, which is this. I don't know how they got that shadow under there, but I couldn't even do that. That was nice, isn't it? This one's my favourite. I see stuff like this all the time, and that's the reason why you should. If you want to check this out, terriblerealestateagentphotos.com. There's some absolutely amazing ones on there. But yeah, take a look. And this lady was very popular maybe 5 years ago. Has anybody seen her before? I think she's called Jess. She had these pictures done in college. I think it was in 2005 she had them done, and she's still being used now as stock photography on all these different things. There was a lady last year, I think she was a Japanese lady, who did a study. Has anyone used TinEye? It's like a reverse engine search called tineye.com. So you can put your picture in and it'll show you where you're basically being catfished on the internet. And she'd had some shots done, some stock photography done. And basically when you do stock photography, you sign your life away to the photographer, and they popped up everywhere. Like she was on LinkedIn about 20 times, she was on pornography sites, she was on everything. So yeah, don't use the everywhere girl, because everybody else is going to be using her. I know, I'm sure it was this girl, there was HP and Dell were using her at the same time in adverts. So that's a good reason not to use stock photography. Okay, so you've got your amazing shots now, you've hired a professional photographer. This is what I was going back to before. There isn't a magic bullet, but has anybody used Pinterest when you're blogging? I've recently been using Pinterest and doing a little, putting an image in every 75 to 100 words and putting it on Pinterest, putting yourself a nice thing in, and the amount of shares you can get on Pinterest, because it's a visual search engine for your photography. Really try Pinterest. That's my one tip for sharing shots. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Is there anything else that anybody wants to know or wants me to go back over?
What camera do you use?
That's an 80D. I've got 1D S Mark III. It's like 10 years old. All the bits hang off it. It's on like 250,000 shutter speed thing, so it's in quite low, but it's never let me down. The amount of times I've dropped it, it's got wet and all that kind of stuff, it gets mistreated, but I'm not really a big proponent of what camera you use. As long as you've got the eye and you've got the sort of, you know why you're doing it. Like the big one for me in this was like learning all this kind of stuff. How to lead your customer into what you want them to look at is the really cool thing. But yeah, any other questions,
Do you
guys?
think you need a creative mind?
No.
To take those
For me, I'm probably more of a technical mind. I always wanted to be an architect, and then I went to college and they said, oh, you have to do physics and maths, and it sort of went in that ear out the other, sacked that off. Then I became a photographer, and a lot of my work now is interior and architecture, and I think that works for me because it's very technical, and like everything has to be very straight, etc., etc. So I think there's two sort of school of thought. There are creative photographers, obviously, and it's all very nice, but from a commercial point of view, for me, I'm more of a technical photographer, I'd say. But, yeah.
Do you think anybody can learn how to take good photos in time?
Yes.
Or what is it? How do you know when you spot a good photo?
I think it's just something cerebral almost, isn't it? In your brain, you know, you're sort of drawn to something. A good tip actually, Pinterest have got this down, I know I keep raving on about them, is red and circles. If you look through stock photography websites, there'll be loads of red and loads of circles. For some reason the human brain is drawn to red and circles. One of the guys I used to assist, like once he'd said it, I could see it in every single one of his shots, he got a circle and red. For some reason the eye's drawn to it. So if you can use red circles on your dishwashers, that's a good way forward.
Thanks for that, yeah.
So basically, if we create every web page
Yep.
that looks like an F, we're sorted.
Apparently, yeah. There is a mathematical equation to it. I wasn't going to try and go through it all because obviously it didn't go in very well at college. But yeah, that's the way forward.
I heard something similar. I used to run a pub, and when you're doing like A-boards for outside, they used to say do it like a triangle, simple.
Yeah, it's just how people read the page. But yeah, it must be horrible for those people who are sat in second place on Google that they just get missed out. So, anything else, guys?
We struggle sometimes with content on Instagram.
Yeah.
Because everywhere I've ever worked before, e-commerce, fashion, everything else is products, tech, which stuff.
Yeah.
We make video and animation.
Yeah.
And if we're not putting video and animation on there, people are looking for pictures of the office and members of the team.
Yeah.
It feels like a full-time job to have somebody in-house doing those, because the last thing you want is like a branded picture of, oh, we just got a new mug this week, or I've got t-shirts and stuff. Have you got any tips for where we should start? I mean, we've got a pretty cool office, the interiors are good, but how many times can we see a picture of the Marriott wall before you get a bit sick of it?
Yeah. What I'd probably be looking to do is getting somebody in maybe once every 6 months and just doing a day of getting, not a social media strategy, but getting all your stuff together so you can sit there and you don't have to think, oh, we need to produce content this week, because then it's going to end up shit because you're sort of going backwards with yourself, aren't you? You've got a plan going forward.
Right now we're just churning out when we release new things and video-based stuff.
Do you get much attraction on your video on Instagram?
Yeah, we do, but we when we travelled a lot to events and things, when we went out to Lisbon to Web Summit, we got a lot more on that because it was event-based.
Yeah.
Those stills versus the video that we put out.
Yeah,
but,
you're geotagging those as well?
Yeah, we were, but our Facebook user group's got about 36,000 in it versus our Instagram that's only got about 1,000.
Cool.
So I'm trying to transfer it.
A little one that Instagram rolled out last month that they kept under the radar is you can alt tag things on Instagram now. So SEO wise, you can go into, sorry guys, whenever you're sharing, we've got 19 shares by the way, so thank you very much, that just shows the power of, when you add your picture, if you go into down settings, you can alt text it, so it's a lot more SEO friendly. So if you want people to find your Instagram, you can put, for example, your company name, etc., just give it a bit more SEO friendly, and Google will find it a lot better, so people will find it that way. And more. Cool. Thank you very much, guys.